Welcome, Tiny Hands Big Dreams, here in southern Ecuador. Got a bit of visual interest for you today. I got invited to a dragon fruit farm. I'm not even sure exactly how. One thing led to another. This is a dragon fruit, although not fully ripe. They're supposed to be fully yellow, but they pick them this way so they can export them. If you're in the United States, you may be eating ones from this local farm. If this is a dragon fruit, is this a dragon? It's what they grow on. They're sort of a cactus-y thing. They probably are a cactus-y thing. I don't actually know the full thing on it. But let me give you a view of my day, a tour of this farm. I'm going to try to talk over some bits and explain kind of what's going on and what they're telling me. It was actually a really interesting day. And if you've never tried a dragon fruit, they're good. Don't eat a ton of it though. Pro tip, eat like half of one, and they're really good if they're cold. More than that, well, they help the stomach digest things if you eat too much of them. I'll put it that way. So, let me show you what happened day before. So the whole thing starts off, like many of my adventures do, driving down a gravelly, bumpy road. So this property is actually pretty similar to ours. It's a couple of valleys over. It's about the same elevation. They're also the end of the up valley. So it's kind of interesting from a couple of standpoints for me. But off we go, gravelly road, through other properties, sugarcane things. Yeah, this turn here, this little uphill stretch, that nearly defeated me. That took several tries in the little van. At the farm, it's really pretty, it's really quiet. They're the end of this lovely valley. There's a lot of these properties here. And you can start to see what they've done. They've only had this property for about 3 years. And they've started to upgrade it. They had a bunch of wooden posts and they fell down. So they've been upgrading it with cement posts that they've been making. And they make all their own stuff. Now the problem is those cement posts are really heavy. So they've rigged up a cable system, like a ski chair lift, to get the bits to the top. More on that in a minute. You can see some of the old style posts. Yeah, they're mostly just sort of falling down. It takes several, 3, 4, 5 years to really get a harvest. Now their property, same as ours, used to be forest. It was logged heavily, and all the big trees were taken, and then they bought it in that condition. It's actually pretty common. All right. Here's the thing the guy made, and I kind of like it. I would have made exactly the same thing. We talked about doing one at our property here, funny enough. But time and money, it wasn't that big of a deal to us. So he's got a motor, he's built himself a drum, he's got a gear reduction, he's got a brake and a pulley system that he can like engage, disengage. And there are all those cement posts they have hauled up the hill. So they only do one at a time because they're so heavy, the cable sags. Fair enough.
La matriz, la que se sembró. De aquí se permite que 1/4 hacia abajo nazcan los brotes. De aquí para abajo ya no, se debe podar.
So what she's telling me is it only grows a couple of new starts from the top. It won't grow any off the bottoms.
Solo dos.
So yeah, it'll grow like 2 starts off the top, and then those will kind of branch out and you get flowers. Now, here's where it gets more interesting. This is the crew from the local giant gold mine, which is the biggest in Ecuador. They actually funded this project. They gave them the money. This is part of the local gold mine helping out. They also they donate a lot of materials. It's an interesting sort of play that they do in the local community. Man, it's just pretty up here. So they've been working this for a couple years now. They got financial help to do it. It's actually quite lucrative. I was asking about the numbers, and the numbers are really good. They said they got about $1 a kilo production rate for cost, and they can make anywhere from $2 to $5 a kilo on final product. And they're looking at 10 to 30,000 kilos per hectare. Now, of course, afterwards, as is common Ecuadorian custom, there's a big delicious lunch. They're just starting to lay it out. Fresh pineapple juice. I didn't stay. I have lunch at home, but they laid out some beautiful chicken and rice and a plate and a salad. I had to go. So, another time maybe, but it smelled really good. Well, I'm off back down the hill, heading back home. I just thought I would share that. It was a really interesting experience that I sort of just stumbled into. So I hope you've enjoyed it and hope to see you for the next one.